Moderation helps close. Yes. Moderation helps us be safe. If we had a moderator, that would be awesome. Good morning. Welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I'm Diane Pruitt. Got all the lights on. I spilled some water, so I was dashing that up off the table and the floor. And I wanted to show you, I've been sharing little clips on Facebook of this new project. I love this. Follow me. Oh, this is from the bookish mold set from Iron Orchid Designs. I did a thing to experiment right here and right here. I don't know if I can tip it enough for you to see it, but I will show you at another time how we did that, because it was a really neat little process and it was fun. And I think we can replicate it and do something really cool. Well, come on in. When we got the shipment from the Iron Orchid Designs summer collection, we sold out of swans immediately. So I reordered immediately and had to wait. And that took some patience and it took a little bit of time, but we had all that. So it worked out just fine. And we recently got our swans in. So let me show you. Oh, I spent a nice, peaceful weekend off. But you know that means I did a few things. I have these wrapped in napkins. And I actually broke one this morning. Oh, I broke it, but I believe we can patch it back together. I'm going to set that one to the side and gently open the rest because it's in here. Look at that. That's the bookish casting. And listen, hear that? That is our Alumilite hydrocast. And I used our hydrocast dies when we did this. This is hydrocast. It's a whole kit. Everything you need comes in here. We're getting ready to explore that. But I want to show you how beautiful these turn out when you use the hydrocast. There's the little flourish from the swans. And here's the swans. Here's the swans in hydrocast. They are dyed with black. Sounds so much different than clay or resin. You don't get that. You don't get that ting with resin. You only get that ting with hydrocast. And even though it is a product that dries or cures and has a finish like concrete, it is very delicate. Very delicate. Case in point, I broke this. The resin is much stronger, but it finishes differently. Now, I've told you, I will tell you time and time again, and every single chance I get, every medium, this will fix, every medium has a different purpose. It has a different finish. It has a different look. You can do different things with it. You might use the exact same product, but you're going to get a different end result. And sometimes that's frustrating and sometimes that's fun. I'm going to go ahead and break out the clay. Let's start with clay today. Let me get one of my tools for the clay. I love this, and I can't wait to use Paltaya with this. I really am so excited. This is a very large cavity. It actually uses 82 grams of clay. And to put that in perspective, your Iron Orchid Designs air dry clay is 400 grams. So it would take almost a whole pad of this to make 2 sets of just the swans, and then the rest of it would probably be made up on the crowns and the flourish. It takes a lot to fill a cavity. Let me grab my alcohol wipe. I was doing some things here. I found some awesome metal flakes, and I was playing with those Saturday evening before I went home. And then we were closed yesterday, so nothing got cleaned up. The girls cleaned up the um, paintbrushes for me this morning, and they're working on paint. School is out, so our teenagers are here. Keep that in mind when you come to shop. They're working the summertime to help pay for their life and their mission trips. They have a lot of missions to do this summer. So they are here working on the in-between. Come by and say hi to them and support their efforts. Buy something from them. It makes them so happy. So happy. Love our girls. We'll do a little feature on them later on. I'm going to roll out some clay. I'm actually going to grab a fresh slice. I keep my clay in the refrigerator, in the cooler here in the studio. So when I get it out, it's a little sticky, and I don't really mind that so much because I know that it's going to be fresh. And I'm going to roll this out just a little bit. And I have a rolling pin, but Lord only knows right this second where it is. We're going to take this clay. It takes a lot, y'all, but I want to stretch it out so that when we place it into the swan's cavity, it's as close to one full piece as we can get it. So work your clay out just a little bit before you pop it into the cavity. That's a big cavity to fill in. I would like to see if I can get a smooth enough, thin enough finish with one solid pad of clay. Now I've got a hole in it right there. Work it just like you would if you were making biscuits. And I'm not a biscuit maker, but I know how it looks to work the dough. I watched my grandmother do it a million times and never learned how to do it. I was too little. But just work the clay out. And this means I'm going to shallow cast it because that's a nice thin sheet right there. Good morning. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Please like, subscribe, share. We are not new to YouTube, but we are new to doing our live tutorials on YouTube. I got tired of chasing Facebook, trying to get out in front of them, deleting videos. And I do 4 a week live. And then there's all the extras that I do. And it was getting very, very difficult time-wise to pull everything off Facebook and load it to YouTube. So you know what? We just went straight to YouTube. So thank you so much for subscribing. We need a couple dozen more subscribers for YouTube to monetize. And this is what I do for a living. I don't get to craft all the time, but we do sell all of the products that we use. So you will find the air dry clay and the hydrocast on our website. And any support, including your subscription, means everything to us. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and share if you would be so kind. Now, when I shallow cast, I have to be really careful when I go back and I pull my edges, because I don't want to pull so hard that I tear what's in the cavity. But I want to make sure that I pull this extra off, because if there's a spot that I missed, like this right here, then I'm going to need to fill that in. And when you shallow cast, you know it's a thin section of clay, so you don't want to tear that. I did not go in with cornstarch, and I should have done that first, but I think the clay is fresh enough. This morning we just started working it, just came out of the fridge, but I think it's fresh enough that it will come on out, and we'll have a beautiful swan to play with. If not, we will ball it up and do it again. And I do try to keep that closed up. I try so hard. All right, let's see. This is the portion I'm concerned about. I think the back side will be okay, but let's take a look. Roll it out slow and easy. Give it an assist where it needs it. All right, so the neck is out. Let's make sure the feathers come out. Oh, she's beautiful. Boom. Oh, she turned out perfect. Look at our swan. Look at our beautiful swan. Now, I don't want to handle this any more than I have to, because it's thin, but you know I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to leave it alone. She's lovely, and we don't want to wreck her. So we will just gently pick up the pieces here, and we're going to let her be. Wow, she's pretty. She's pretty. All right, now, while she is doing her thing right there, and we've done the hydrocast, I'll show you the hydrocast again at the very, very end. We have 2 swans in hydrocast. We have 1 swan in clay. Set that over. This is hydrocast. This is Lumelite hydrocast. We're going to get to that momentarily, but we're going to do my default quick cast, Lumelite quick cast resin. It is the fast casting, quicker casting resin. Don't get the brands and the names confused. There are so many on the market. Be cautious about what you buy. If you're not sure, ask your retailer, ask your stockist. Call Lumelite. They are superhumans. They will answer all of your questions and guide you to the right use. We had a customer who came in the other day because she wanted to know if we had molds. Well, of course we have molds, like 60 or 70 of them. Yes, we do. But we did not carry what she was looking for. But she wasn't sure exactly what she was looking for. And that was tough for her, because she wanted what she wanted, but she didn't know what to call it. And that makes it very difficult to, that makes it hard for her to express herself, and it makes it hard for me as a retailer to help her. So if you're not sure, ask a lot of questions. I tried very, very hard to help her, but you can always call a Lumelite if your retailer doesn't have the answers. They are fantastic people. Now, what you see me shuffling are the Color Creator mica powders, and we are going to use this gold color change powder because I think it's the most beautiful. They're all the most beautiful. It just depends on which one I'm using at the time. So we're going to use our color change. We're going to use our resin dye, and we're going to do a thing, and we are focused on our quick cast resin. Now, I want to scoop my clay swan up a little bit because I don't want to mess her up. I've got this little cutting board I like to use for my resins, especially when I go home and I'm using resins, because I don't want to get it on any of my counters or surfaces. I have a little area that I work in, and I use giant bottles. And I have some other quick cast in there. Let me grab my gloves. Because we're working with the casting resin, you need some PPE, personal protection equipment. I have my glasses on. That is sort of sufficient, but safety glasses would be better, especially working with the mica powders and the glitters. I have a mask right here. So we're going to get out one of these N95 masks. It's not a COVID thing, y'all. It is strictly a protection so that you're not getting any of these fine particles in your respiratory system. It's really important that you utilize the tools that you should use when you're working with certain products. Now, the smell of the resin doesn't bother me. Some people it does. If you have breathing problems, asthma, something like that, maybe you ask someone to pour for you. Make sure you're in a well ventilated area. Don't turn the fan on over the top of your resins, especially if you're opening the powders. It'll blow them everywhere. But make sure that you're in a well ventilated area. We have huge ceilings in here, so we're very well ventilated. Now, I'm going to put my mask on. This one is a pain because it goes funny. Let me see if I can do this over the hair, over the earrings. Pow. And just like that, I can still breathe. No, I'm not a fan. But you know what? I'm also not a fan of being sick. So, just goes on. And look, the glasses go right back on over it. It's got the little nose clippy thing, so I can press that down. Protect yourself. It's important. All right, we're going to pour part A. And we're going to cap that. I'm letting it run in. Scrape your sides down. Make sure you scrape your sides down. Get all of that good material in your mixing cup. And before we pour side B, I'm going to get out some dye, but I'm going to do white. Crazy, huh? And I'm going to put 4 or 5 or 10 drops of white dye in. And then we're going to pour part B. Oh, I knew this would get stuck. There we go. This one's my problem child. Equal parts of side A and side B. These take 55 mils, and this is 60 mils total. All right, and we stir. Stir gently. You don't have to beat it. You don't have to beat the tar out of it. Just stir gently. My gloves fit, but they are just a little bit big. Now, when you're adding dye, it's hard to see the change in color because normally when you pour the two sides together, it goes cloudy and then it goes clear. Once you put the dye in, you can't really tell that that's happening. So we will stir as much as we know we should. And it's something you learn over time. And then we pour. We stir the things, then we pour the things. Slow and easy. And I believe we have enough left over. We can pour the crown. We even have enough to pour the flourish. Let's make sure the corners of the crown are done. Those little side pieces. And we'll let that sit. Woo! That gets hot. Okay. It's a little steamy this morning in South Carolina. Now, we're going to let the white sit up and cure. I over poured both of the crowns. That's okay. We're going to leave that alone until it is time to correct it. Now, I'm going to grab a fluffy brush. And I am going to have to put my mask back on. I can turn that fan toward me. Oh yeah, that'll work. All right, while this is curing, let's take our color creator, and this is a color change gold. Oh, this is awesome. This is a very fine powder, which is why it's important to wear the mask. You don't want these particles in your face. But very gently dust your mold set with them, however heavy you would like. Now, you can use these powders for either your clear cast or your quick cast, either one. Today, we're going for the quick cast. So in order to deepen or richen the effect of the powder in the casting, we're going to use a dye. I'm going to go pretty heavy on the powder. Because if you know me, you know more is more. And I'm okay with that. All right, we're going to let that live just like that. Cap this and set it to the side. Let's put away the white. That's green. That's red. There's every color in here imaginable, but I'm looking for the black. So let's go for that black. Gloves, glasses, and a mask. Oh, and if you're menopausal, the mask is going to kill us. But the fan blowing directly on me, that's helpful. That and my Trinont for her, and I am good. All right. Pour it in. Scrape it down. Always, always, when you're pouring excessively like me, when you don't measure exactly what the casting cavity needs, always keep an extra mold set handy so that if you have extra, you've got something to go in. And we have our mold sets right here. So since I have these full, I have 3 mold sets right here in case I need some more. In case I need to pour somewhere. So now I'm going to put the black in. I've already got side A in. I'm going to run out of black dye eventually because I use this more than anything. Can you use paint to do this? No. No, don't do that. If you don't have the dye, then paint your surface and then dust it with the powder. But if you get the powder, just get the dye. Get the accessories so that you can do all the things. But don't use paint in there, okay? Don't do that. It is not the same chemical composition. It is not designed to work with these products. Make sure you mix only what is designed to work together. Scrape down the sides really well. Get all of that good product in there. And then, again, stir. Stir that dye in really well. Make sure it's mixed nicely. Now our other swan is already ready. We could take the time to pop these out. We'll get them out of the way. That way, if we have extra black, we can go ahead and pour the crowns. Still not quite dry. We better leave her alone. All right, I can feel the heat inside that silicone. So we're going to go ahead and pour the black over the gold. You'll see some of it move. It's okay. Let it. And let's pour the crowns, and let me see if I can not over pour this time. We'll use the rest and we'll fill in this flourish. And we'll just have a two-tone flourish. That'll be okay. The dye in the mix does give you just a little bit more open time than normal, which is helpful. But be cautious because it will still gum up on you and make a mess if you're not careful. And she's curing instantly. So let's let her cure. Very excited. She should come out soon, but I don't want to move her because these are curing. So let's leave those alone. We'll move this out of the way. And I will clean up the mess I made with the resin. Resin always drips and spills, so make sure you're on a surface that's protected so that while you're working with your resin, you don't damage your table surface. I'm not worried about this table, but I still used my little, it's not plastic, what is it? It's sort of plastic. My little cutting board because it works so well. All right, glasses off. Let's take the mask off now. But I can breathe. And all of my peri and premenopausal girls, are y'all okay now? Because a lot of times when we do that, we're not okay. It's tough. All right, we're going to clean this after the fact. So I'm going to set it out of the way, and these are curing up just fine. So let's see if we can go ahead. Yeah, she's ready. And pop the rest of our beautiful pure white swan. She's not just quick cast, she has the white dye in her. That does make a little bit of a difference in the consistency of the resin. How do I describe that? It gets a little gummier instead of just hard. And it does give you just a little bit more open time and a little bit more cure time. But the overall end result of the product is amazing. It's simply amazing. So we'll move that out of the way, and we have an extra cap. We'll put that right there. Now let's take a look at HydroCast. Let's do another bookish since I broke my one, and let's create a little bit of HydroCast. This is not nearly the same level of toxicity as the resins, so I don't normally wear my mask when I pour this. It does come with some molds in it, some shapes, so you can make little dishes or little coasters. Those are free with purchase. It has the activator. It has your measuring cups, but you still need another cup to pour into. It has dye. I have two because this is my second set of HydroCast. But everything you need comes in this little box. This is your HydroCast. It is a powder. Don't breathe it in. Be cautious. Don't hold it under your face when you open it. but it's just a powder mix. Let's take a look at what that is. So take your scoop and get a good full scoop of powder. Pour it into your cup. And 3 to 1 is your ratio. So 3 scoops of powder. And I'll tell you what, I learned my lesson last night when I did this, or yesterday. I put all my powder in and then I put my catalyst in, and it was really hard to stir. Put your catalyst in and then pour your powder on top of it. So since it's 3 to 1, we're going to pour a full cup of catalyst, just like that. We'll pour that down into the cup and set that to the side. And I'm going to go ahead, has a protective inner seal. Put that back in. That prevents it from leaking out. Cap that and move it out of the way. And now our second scoop of hydrocast compound. And I splattered it on my pants. It'll be okay. And I need just a little bit more. And we're going to run out. Like trying to get all the good out of the cat food bag, isn't it? Get all of those little squids out of there. All right, that's the end. Now, dust myself off. And I will grab, you know what, I have a spoon right here. I didn't have a spoon to do this yesterday. So what you want to do is stir. And when you start stirring, you've got a big lumpy mush. You want to make sure you stir that really well until you have all of it mixed. No lumps. You don't want lumps, so make sure you stir this up really well. If it's on the spoon, shake it back off and keep stirring. Stir until you get a really nice consistency. It should be smooth like a milkshake, but don't drink it. It's toxic, don't drink it. Smooth like a milkshake, no lumps. Make sure all of your compound material is mixed up really well. I would like to see, let's do some blue books. So we'll take our blue dye, crack that open, and put some drops in. That's about a baker's dozen of drops right there. And then it turns this beautiful blue tone. You want it richer, darker. I'm going to add a little bit of black to it. A little bit. That's 3 drops of black because I'm not trying to overpower the blue, but I want it darker. And there you go. It changed the tone completely. Gave us more of a vintage blue. I love that. A baker's dozen of blue drops and 3 of black. All right. It feels like it's mixed really well. It's nice and thin. It pours superbly. All right. Put that in the cup and let's pour. Make sure your cavity is level full. Don't over pour. This does not act anything like clay or resin. This is its own different, unique finish. Do not over pour. Try not to under pour. And you have a good amount of open time. You can take your time to pour. Don't be in a hurry. Don't splash it around. Just pour gently, fill your cavities, and you're going to have to leave this alone for quite some time today. Don't stick your fingers in it. I have extra, and I'm going to break out the frames 3 set. We're going to set this to the side because it's going to take several hours for that to cure. I will share images with you of the finished product once that's done. And then we'll go right here and we will fill in the frames 3 cavities. Always have an extra mold set handy when you're pouring anything so that you can take your leftover, you can take your extra, and you have somewhere to go with it so you don't waste. Because y'all know I hate to waste anything. Take your scraper or I used a popsicle stick, scrape your sides down, get all of the good out of there. Scrape it from the bottom, bring that on up. There's some dry mix down there, so we're going to leave it. Scrape all that you can. And I'm going to level this out so it touches all the sides. A little bit of an underpour. I should have gone in a different cavity, but you know what? There we are. This will take several hours to cure. We're going to leave it alone. I promise I'm not going to stick my fingers in it. Normally I would. Normally I would. All right, let's get back over here to the quick cast with black dye. And let's pop these out. And I hear guests in the house, so in just a moment, I'm going to go and help the girls. Oh, we're 46 minutes in, but what a great time today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me. Look at how gorgeous. Now, she has a dull finish. Look how beautiful she is, the golden goose. Yes. So once I spray over her with the triple thick clear coat glaze, she's going to be spectacular. I don't know if I can wait that long. I might have to just take my Tough Top to her. Here is our two-tone. Well, it was mostly white and we got some black in it, so that's just fine. Let's take a look at our crowns. And I did not dust the cavity when I did the crowns, so the crowns are black. We can always take our powder, and I would say once we clock that off, there we go. Once we put a finish on this, like our clear coat, or we could use a glaze on it, even our Rethunk Gunk Decoupage Medium, then we could take a brush with some of our Color Creator powder and dust over the top and create the crowns in the gold tone, just like our beautiful golden goose. She has such an amazing tone to her. And once I put the clear coat on, you'll see the color shifting. I can see it under the light. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but wow. Wow, she's beautiful. And whatever color you want underneath is what color your powder will tone. So if we had used white underneath, she would tone a little bit different. If we had used a blue, she would look different. Whatever color you base your object in is going to determine the tone that your gold is going to take, or whatever powder you use. So that is where we are this morning. Good times. Don't touch the hydrocast until it's dry. We have that available on our website. We have, I think we have some of the polycolor metallics available. If there's something you don't see that you want, shoot me a message, let me know. I am always here to order more product. We have a project in the wings, so to speak, that we can work on today and get finished so we can put that out and showcase our beautiful hydrocast swan. And yeah, these things are fun to play with. Make sure you use the right gear. You want to put on a mask, cover your eyes, and put your gloves on when you're working with resins. It's important. The hydrocast, not such a bad thing to work with. The clay, that's easy. That's non-toxic. Don't eat it. Don't let the kids eat it. And if you want to work the mold sets with the kids, then just mix up your own clay with flour so that they are able to, because you know they're going to stick it in their mouth. You know that clay's going straight in their mouth. But have fun with it. And if this is your creative time, enjoy it. Just have fun with it. Let your mind soar, let your imagination create, and have fun with it because it is a good time. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm Diane Pruitt. We're in the studio at Two Girls Treasure playing with our brand new Iron Orchid Designs Swans mold from the summer 2026 collection. We have a restock. Make sure you get yours before they sell out again. Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. I'll see you right back here tomorrow morning for more fun. Bye, y'all.